One more quarterback for us to delve into, Will Levis. And every time I see that name, I think first, he needs a jeans sponsorship. And second, how much money would it take to get him to change the pronunciation, a la Joe Theismann, to Will Levis? Would he do it? How much would it take? Because every time I see Levi's. I want to say Levi's. Come on, Levi's. It's time to step up. Will Levis, he had a great performance at the Scouting Combine, too. Between throwing and measurables, a nice blend of attributes that puts him in the mix in round one with these other guys we've been discussing.
Yeah, no, I think that's what's going to make this round one really exciting is we got 4 guys here that, possibly top 10, definitely top 15 probably, right? Richardson's kind of the joker there as far as how teams view him, and like we talked about, raw but extremely big talent. Will Levis, one, you said it, maybe the look part, other than Richardson, he probably beats that better than anybody as far as just the way he looks, size, the way his arms looked, right? Big square shoulders, really kind of old school, prototypical type quarterback, right? So all of that, yes, has a really good arm when you watch him on film. Was not his best showing on Saturday. It was not. There was too many throws like that right there, and ones that missed target, where he was a little too worried about, let me just complete the ball, and then didn't kind of get his body in the position that was proper to make some of the, like even that right there. Feet are too stagnant, and he had some balls that died out on him that were short. So it wasn't his best showing, especially for a guy who talked about, hey, I'm going to unleash my cannon, unleash my cannon, unleash my cannon. The best cannon I saw was C.J. Stroud on Saturday. That's all I'm going to say. Will Levis, I've seen it on film. I know he's got a big arm. But, yeah, there was throws for a guy like Will Levis in that workout on Saturday where I go, oh, he's too good to – there's a post corner route to the right. He skips it on the ground. Like there was a few throws like that, Mike, where, I think he was maybe too cool for school during the workout and maybe didn't, get his body in the right positions all the time.
Here he is talking about spending time studying Joe Burrow as he prepares for the NFL.
Yeah, no, Joe's someone, especially in this offseason, that I focused a lot on. I think this offseason, compared to offseasons in the past, I've really been trying to kind of perfect the movement leading up to the throw. I think that when I make some inaccurate passes, it's due to kind of how I'm initiating the movement leading into it. A lot of the times I can get away with it because of how talented of an arm I have. But Joe, I think, does better than anyone else in terms of movement in the pocket. Not the fastest guy, but he's just able to move so efficiently to put himself in a stable base to make efficient throws. And been watching a lot of film on him this past offseason.
Yeah, there you have it, Mike.
Well, humility, how talented of an arm I have. I mean, there is something there. There is a little edge. And now that edge can become moxie, as we like to say. So I don't discourage having that edge. You just got to harness it the right way, because there's a point where it comes off as cocky.
Yeah,
you don't want to be
right.
cocky. You want to have moxie. There's a sweet spot there. Joe Burrow has perfected it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he has.
Right.
And so maybe that's also what Will Levis should be studying while he's sitting around in his Levi's.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's Mahomes has perfected it. Burrow's perfected it, right? They have that way where, yeah, there's a cockiness, but it's not in your face, right? It's the phrase I always use is a humble cockiness. You could tell they're extremely confident in themselves, but they don't have to tell you how great they are. You know how great they are because you watch them and you go, damn, this guy's good, and he knows it, but he's not going to have to tell us a whole lot. Levis is right. He does have it's a really damn good arm. It's a special arm. And when you watch him, at Kentucky, I mean, it's a lot of big-time NFL in the pocket, people around him, hitting him under pressure. So you get to see that. You get to see an NFL-type quarterback where you go, oh, he had to play in the pocket and, hang in there against Georgia's pass rush and just get, walloped one throw after another. So those are the exciting things. But, Mike, he explained, I didn't even know we were going to play that clip. I didn't know. He explained his problem. His problem showed during the combine. I mean, this is what he said, and if we can play those clips again, right? That's what he's talking about. he relies on his arm. He lets his feet get too flat at times to where he just throws with his, upper body and his arm instead of getting his legs and feet going in the right direction and getting his power underneath them. That one's not bad, right? I'd still like to see more aggressive, but then we had a few other angles where, it's not as aggressive as you need to be to put the ball where you want. Even there, stepping in the bucket a little bit, that's why the ball's low. But here, even this, Joe Burrow wouldn't sit here and go, wait, I'm going to stand there and then take a little bit of a hitch step and then stand there again and step into the throw, right? And I think that's what led to some of his inaccuracies in this and something he'll have to work on. It's not a hard fix, but you just got to get on it, and he can fix it because he's a good athlete.
Well, and again, anything you do to alter the way you've always played the game. It's late in your career, relatively speaking, to be making the changes that you'll be consciously thinking about, because once you go out there and play, you're not going to consciously thinking about it. So you need reps and reps and reps and reps and reps and reps and reps to the point where it becomes second nature to do all those things, because once you're thrown out there into the middle of it, you're going to revert
you can't
to what
think of
you've
that
always
stuff.
done.
Right.
That's the risk.
Right. No, that's exactly right. You got to work.
So it's going to take a lot of work.
Right.
It's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work, and those are things that, he'll get to an NFL team and, hey, push up in the pocket. When you hit your last foot in the drop, push up, right? Get your back leg underneath you, and he'll start to get that ingrained into his brain slowly but surely. All these guys will have little things that are going to get picked apart, and they're going to have to fix here. But, it was not his best showing throwing the football. We saw Richardson work out wow factor, made a few throws where he went, whoa, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable, and that looked really easy, and he missed a few throws. And then, like we talked about, C.J. Stroud, he was, to me, the winner of the throwing part. There's no doubt about that. He was the most impressive, and, I'm excited to break these guys down, but it looks like we got a good class, and we're not even hitting on a few other guys that are down the line that I thought were real damn good too. So we'll have plenty to talk about with these quarterbacks over the next month, Mike.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.